Okay, guess what? Oh, I've already forgotten that we had switched to the strategy. What did she switch to? Should it really be Shiva though? For the sake of time. So, true story. Oh, that's why we had it set to Shiva. Okay. Thanks for that, everyone. So I was laying down earlier. I was trying to take a nap. I felt kind of fatigued. Let's just speed this up. Okay. Um, but within like 10 minutes of laying down, all of a sudden my stomach just goes. That really should have been one of my first clues, because I don't normally feel hunger. I just eat when I need to eat. Normally it's blood sugar related, or if I have medication that I'm supposed to take with food. And that should have been one of my first clues that I may be going into some kind of Graves flare. Starting to feel hunger, but it was funny to me just because of how loud it was, and then I know that in previous streams that y'all have possibly heard that, or I probably called it out and said, hey, just ignore it, because I just assumed that it was related to irritable bowel syndrome, which can also make your gut make some kind of weird noises. Um, so I really hadn't thought too much about it. Well, I hit my 50,000 mark. As many times as I've run through this game, I've never thought about using this place as a way to level up. It is much more efficient. But yeah, uh, I'm just waiting for it to do it again. What's crazy is I took an antacid maybe 4 hours ago. Less for my stomach, believe it or not, and more for allergies. A lot of people don't know that you can take H2 agonists like Zantac for allergies. When I broke out in hives, as a matter of fact, the last Graves flare that I had, I was bit by something, probably an ant, and I ended up being covered in hives as a result. It was my first experience with hives. So at first I thought I had bed bugs or something. I didn't know what it was because I went to bed fine and then woke up not fine, you know, and then covered in these welts. I thought surely someone got me in my sleep, right? So I was mad. I was mad at my my family. I was mad at myself. I was mad at God. I was mad at my place of employment because I was absolutely sure that if I got bed bugs from anywhere, I knew where I got them from, and that was at work. Went to the urgent care, and he was like, these are not bed bugs." And he showed me a curious little trick that you can do by pressing on the lesion to see whether it would be considered a bug bite or not. Anyway, so they gave me a shot, and instead of giving me a shot of prednisone, which would have been wise and responsible, they gave me a shot of dexamethasone, which some of you may recognize as one of the drugs that Donald Trump took when he had COVID. Anyway, it's very strong. They had me jacked up like Charlie Sheen. They sent me back to work. They were like, "Yeah, you may feel a little more energy than usual or something." What? Felt like I'd been injected with cocaine or something. That was not. That was not a little more energy. But I also didn't know that it's got like this weird fatigue cycle. So it'll jack you up, and then all of a sudden later you'll feel completely washed out. It was complicated by the fact that, again, I was having a Graves flare that had not yet been adequately treated. Um, like it wasn't under control at that point. So my body was already susceptible to that sense of agitation, but also being overworked and then getting washed out. So that messed me up. But it was very effective between the injection and the pills. But it wasn't just the steroid treatment that caused that effect. This is what's important to know. It was also the fact that they put me on this antacid, which, you know, on its face doesn't seem to make an incredible amount of sense. But like I said, Pepsid, Zantac, they have a function in them that's like a antihistamine. So the steroids help bring the inflammation down, but the antihistamine brought down the histamine levels associated with the hives. So ever since then, if I ever start to feel like I'm having some kind of allergic reaction to something, I'll go for that, not just to prevent hives, but just because it's a viable alternative to Benadryl, which I'm very sensitive to. I can take half a baby Benadryl, like a child's dose. It'll knock me all the way out. And then I feel groggy for a very long time afterwards. It's not fun. Not that drugs like that should be super fun, but it's no fun at all. It's just a weird feeling. Like NyQuil does the exact same thing to me. Also, I guess one of the curious things about dexamethasone is that it messes with your body's sense of how much thyroid hormone it has, or should have. So that could have initially been why I felt so bad after I took it. I mean, it's kind of what I needed to happen. It could have helped in the overall treatment. It could have lowered my thyroid levels, but you wouldn't have expected it. Like, that's not something you do. You don't just prescribe people dexamethasone because their thyroid levels are too high. It's like burning your house down just to get rid of a bug infestation. Like, at some point, that might be necessary, but probably not, right? And I don't know how much it catches on this mic, but I've yawned like 20 times since the stream started. I keep looking at this game clock like, okay, it's nowhere close to an hour. Try to give y'all some kind of material to go over. I think one of the last video I made was super short because I started getting fatigued as well. But I gotta listen to my body. Today when I was awake and I had energy, I started deep cleaning my bathroom. Felt like I was being a productive member of planet Earth. At that point, I was adulting hard today, but I knew it was going to knock me out. I think once we get to the bottom of our MP pool here, we'll just we'll call it quits. Oh, look at them gaining levels. I see. I said 33 is normally how I come over, so it's not bad. We got a lot more money doing it this way. To be honest, I really think the Geomancer, that is not what I meant at all. I think the Geomancer is what makes this work. If I was relying on Shiva to get rid of these monsters all the time, to have a no cost multi-attack move that kills everything on the screen, I think It's a nice bonus. But again, it's that one attack, was it Gust, that I really could not care less for. Yeah. What in the world? Okay. Sorry. One of my employees is messaging me about a pain in the butt conversation she was having to have with one of her callers. Alright. Let's head to Licks. But yeah. So again, there's a fair bit of research out there on appropriate thyroid levels. And earlier I was saying that, not in this stream, but in another, that someone who has high thyroid has a tendency to seem like they're pregnant. Oh, I forgot this would trigger a cutscene. I knew the end state would be free. Again, just a reminder to everyone that none of the protagonists in this game have parents. They had parents, but they don't have parents now. And of course, as JRPGs go, these are all supposed to be fairly young people, like 15, 16, 17. Of course, everyone but Galuf. He doesn't count. Normally I don't stock up on tints. We'll see. See, I don't know if you can hear that, but my stomach is all over this conversation. What was I gonna do? Karnak? Where's it at? at some point it will be more convenient to hit people with targeted um, magic spells than to use summon magic. Because summon is multi-target and sometimes it's not best to hit all targets. It's fine. We'll have some money left over going into the next world. So let's go ahead and save. Where's it at? Isn't it somewhere over here? There we go. So remember, no spacesuits, no nothing. Just take a deep breath, and we're gonna launch you to another planet. You're gonna crash straight into some trees, but it's gonna be fine. Nobody's gonna be hurt. I like how Ferris's hair is bigger than she is. But I have to be careful too. Even though I'm hungry, I can't just eat all the time. I don't think this is gonna go well. I think I'm supposed to get knocked out anyway. If it doesn't knock me out, then there's another plot hole that will allow us to progress. It is conceivably possible that I could beat it with just the flail. That would be amusing. At this point, I would be better off just attacking myself, right? If that's all it takes. One more. Oh, so one of the other curious side effects is of the disease is that it exaggerates your glucose and insulin response. So in my case, I have something called reactive hypoglycemia, which is like diabetes, but it's not. It just means that if I have something that's carbohydrate rich, then my blood sugar will shoot straight up and then straight back down. Usually within a reasonable range, but that's not the point. Most people, you eat something and then 2 or 3 hours later, your body will go through whatever process it needs to take care of whatever you've eaten. In my case, the response of my stomach and sending things into my intestines, that sort of thing, seems to be much higher than the average population. And that's not usually a huge problem. I've managed it for over 10 years. So, and for the most part, as long as I'm not stupid with my diet, I have pretty good success managing it myself. But when your thyroid levels are up, you're wanting to eat more, so you eat a lot. But your blood sugar goes up faster, but your insulin response is also what am I looking at? What does Dancer look like? Yo, why does he have to look like a mariachi dancer? That is funny. That's hilarious. Power amulet? I don't think so. And it looks like he's wearing high heels at that. That is hilarious. I was not expecting that at all. This is gonna be a mess. That's right, we gotta go this way. So anyway, regardless of how hungry I am and how much energy my body needs, the whole thing just becomes exaggerated, right? So on one hand, this is dumb. I'm getting out of here post haste. That's why I like those 2 items. What level is he? 24? We have really put him at a disadvantage. This battle is going to be very interesting. Okay. I don't want to do the mystery waltz. I want to hit him with Swords Dance. That's fine. Well, that's one way to do it, I guess. There we go. Forgot the swords dance could be done from the back row at full damage. If I can, let's see if I can trigger it. There we go. Ugh, I don't like that. That was not a lot of damage. You can farm potions from these things. But at this stage of the game, potions really aren't going to be used for that much. Okay. Where's the hero you at anyway? Yo. Geomancer, you have just earned your spot on my team. Thank you. Yo, I was trying to save. I would like to save first, if that's alright. Alright, let's go. You need to be set to fire. Alright. Now I'm starting to wonder if it does need to be a front row attack. doesn't have much life left. Or does he? But yeah, there's supposed to be this mechanism in your body that helps tell your brain to tell your pancreas to put up enough insulin or whatever. So with reactive hypoglycemia, hold on now. The issue at hand is with reactive hypoglycemia, you'll have your blood sugar go up and your blood sugar goes straight back down. Partially because there's literally a retarded response from your pancreas to put out enough insulin to respond to whatever it is that you've consumed. And so, because there is this delay in that signaling, that can lead to some pretty unfortunate responses. Oh. And your thyroid plays a role in demanding energy from your body, as well as how your body ends up responding to um, increased levels of sugar in your blood, which your brain and other parts of your body normally needs to function, but like most things in life, you can have too much of a good thing, and so full-blown diabetes is comes from where that's uncontrollable or otherwise uncontrolled. It's not something you can just modify your diet and think. Um, Work out for the best. That's interesting. Nice. Anyway, so in addition to my normal having to be careful about what I eat and how I eat it, There we go. That was a rumble. For those of you that could hear that. I'll be glad when she gets the gold hairpin. Because her spells cost a lot. Beating up on Ferris, good grief. Wait, why are they still alive? Time magic, right? Yeah. I don't think that's to anyone's real advantage. Possibly. The main gouge is actually really nice. I mean, I can buy another one for the road, but we'll see. Depending on what you're up against, that could be important. Now, I know you heard that. This will be helpful for the earthquake move. And there's a bell that we get later. That randomly cast earthquake. Again, I always check these, but I don't. In the second world, there's not a whole lot of there's not a whole lot of looting that goes on in these towns. Listen to that hungry stomach go. I swear to you, I don't normally feel hunger. My stomach does not rumble like that in real life. Oh, I was talking about pregnant women and the fact that there have been studies done on women who are pregnant, and the expectations for their thyroid level is significantly, I guess, the expectations are lower compared to the general population. Um, people make the joke that that they're eating for two, but there is some like real science to that. Despite the fact they managed to put on an incredible amount of weight, um, that's part of the pregnancy process. It's not necessarily because their thyroid stopped working like it was supposed to. In fact, a lot of times their thyroid levels are expected to be um, much higher than the general population. So, for instance, like my thyroid levels presently could conceivably be uh, normal for a pregnant woman. The fact that Galef is so far behind everyone else is going to be interesting. 0 damage, huh? I think it's weak to wind. What do you think? Okay, Earth did a lot of damage too. Is it possible to do this next bit quickly? Shouldn't be any treasure in here. Nope. It's not gonna get us what we want. Okay. One moment. That was poorly thought out. All things considered, I could have healed, right? But there is this weird balance, because normally when your blood sugar is really high and your body tries to compensate by producing a bunch of insulin, this insulin response can cause a lot of the weight gain that you associate with diabetes. But because the thyroid manages your metabolism, in general, you're consuming way more energy than you're actually storing or producing. That was a lot of nothing, but okay. I'm sorry. Is Galuf wearing pants or are they just skin tone? This is something important to know. Yeah, I don't think he's wearing pants. I'm moderately disturbed right now. I don't even remember what I was going to say now. That's genuinely thrown me off. Oh, so what I was saying earlier is that on balance, you end up losing more weight than you gain. Like right now, I have something of a food baby, you could say. Like, oh, that's a lot of those. I shouldn't even need the fire rod to push this. They're weak to fire. Yep. Can I remove? Okay. There's a boss fight coming up front. Up front? I don't even know what I meant to say there. Up ahead? There we go. Teehee. Bruh. Nice. Nice attack. Just kidding. Just kidding. So what's it gonna do? So I had incredible luck the last time I tried this. I was able to kill it with a single Phoenix down. I'm gonna try to fight it outright. So, related to, I guess, blood sugar concerns, when I had my labs drawn the other day, I had waited so long to actually go get them done. You know, they said fast for 8 hours, but typically they want you to fast for 12 if you can. And I did, and by about the 13th hour, I was about ready to get in my car and drive to the lab, and I decided to check my blood sugar, and it was like 58. So the reasoning for this, because normally my fasting blood sugar is closer to like 80, 90. Last time I was actually like 101. So on one hand, if I had eaten something, my blood sugar probably would have shot straight up faster than normal, simply because my thyroid levels are up. But because I did nothing, right, because I ate nothing, uh, my body, in essence, started consuming itself and its resources. So you have to be careful. If you think you're gonna solve, that problem, how did you? No, 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 no. But yeah, I've done that before. When my blood sugar started getting unstable, I said, fine, I'll just go back to doing intermittent fasting. No big deal, right? Which is where you're not eating for a significant portion of the day. And then you can eat whatever you want pretty much um, during a certain window of time. Usually 6 to 8 hours. Some people eat one meal a day. It's a handful of ways you could address it or handle it. So in my case, that would not be a safe bet. I would end up losing too much weight too quickly. Um, and fasting like that is intended to cause a little bit of a spike in your metabolism, but my metabolism is already jacked up. I don't need any more assistance in the matter. You know what I mean? One moment. This is one of those parts of the game where I feel like there should be a save point somewhere nestled in with everything else. Because there was no save point in that sort of mini dungeon that we did before we fought that zombie dragon. Actually, I think I have to talk to them. Hold on. I don't know if it'll let me skip out of here without talking to her. So I like how they say no one has ever returned. Even though it's clearly not the most difficult area of this game. You would think it was the last dungeon by the way they talked about it. I mean, we could grind down there, I guess. It's not really that necessary. I don't know why I said yes. Force a habit. I don't know. Probably totally unnecessary. Where did I get all this stuff I will never use? I just not... Oh, because he was equipped with it before I made him a dancer. That's what's up. Just tippy toes through the water here. Tip, 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 tip. Tip, 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 tip. Tip, 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 tip. I'll worry about selling that later. Meantime, I need to take a nap. In a very real kind of way. I wonder if that was even effective. Nice, it was effective. Okay, time to save and take a break for the day. Whew. So, as always, if you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. Despite everything I may be describing about my health, I do feel like today has probably been one of the best days I've had in a while. And it's not because the medication is working, because it takes some time for it to work. I think part of it is because I'm making myself do some like physical exercise, like the getting on my hands and knees and actually cleaning, scrubbing things. Just trying to make myself do some kind of exercise every day when I have the energy to do it, and then when I don't, allowing myself to actually rest. Doing both of those things, I think has helped out a tremendous amount in terms of my overall outlook, how I feel about this, and it's naturally bringing my blood pressure down. A lot of people don't realize how beneficial that is. When they say diet and exercise for like good health, part of what's built into that is actually having good blood pressure. You know, even though I've got things stacked up against me in terms of actual stress in life and actual like medical conditions and stuff, just blah blah blah, just everything. Despite that, being able to exercise is a way of naturally reducing some of those stress hormones, and give your heart a healthy amount of work to do instead of it just being jammed up all the time with stress hormones and thyroid stuff and blah blah blah, right? Being able to take some ownership over that. And like I said, in resting, when my body says rest, I rest, right? And that's what I'm about to do now. So again, I appreciate you for watching, and I look